Hello, welcome, here it is, Tuesday time, week 20, or how I learned to stop worrying and love vocab. A little strange love for all of you, something like that. We've got some terrific words this week. Let's check them out. They're doozies. There's some big ones on here. They're crazy, but they're really, really good. We've got abrasive, tangible, covert, engender, nuance, renown, tangent, harangue, labyrinth, and nullify. Let's look at these. So abrasive. I know the definitions are long, but here's the thing. It's hard to concentrate when Gordon Ramsay's yelling at me. The definitions are long, but I wanted to make sure there were really detailed, nuanced definitions this week. Just write down what you need. Usually the first sentence on this is all you need. I just put down more detail to help you kind of really get all the connotation and denotation of the word. So, abrasive. It's an adjective. It means coarse and gritty. Picture sandpaper or a pumice stone, one of those things you use to like rub off dead skin, which I know is kind of gross. Now, as much as that is what abrasive means, and it's technically what it is, you usually hear it to describe people. You use it in a metaphorical sense to talk about a situation or someone's voice or someone's personality. Gordon Ramsay is abrasive. He irritates people and rubs them the wrong way, right? If you've ever heard that expression. Abrasive is very much that way. If you rub it on something, it's annoying and it hurts. So him yelling, "Are you stupid? Did you make the soup wrong?" Whatever he's talking about. He's a jerk. Who cares? All right, moving on. That was the worst Gordon Ramsay impression ever. Tangible. Tangible is an adjective. It describes something that can be handled and touched. Basically, if it's physical, if you can grab it in your hands or poke it, it's tangible. Right? The opposite is intangible. Now, this is a word that we also use quite a bit. Something that is intangible is something that you cannot touch and cannot grab and cannot hold. Air, love, a concept, any idea. Those are intangible. Now, the weird thing here is people often use the word tangible in a hyperbolic way. Not exactly metaphorical, but when they're deliberately exaggerating how intense something is. If they're in a situation that is obviously intangible, they might say that it was almost tangible. There was so much tension in the room, it was tangible. Okay, you couldn't actually feel it, but they kind of emotionally feel it so intensely that it's as if they can physically feel it. All right, so that's what that means. All right, covert. This meme makes me laugh, or GIF. Just, I don't know. I need to grow that mustache is really what I'm learning here. And Douglas and I will go around and she'll put binoculars on my face. All right, anyway. Covert. It's an adjective. Secretive, undercover, or hidden. Spies have covert missions. SEAL Team 6 does covert missions. They're not on general battlefields. They're sneaking in with a helicopter to make happen what they need to have happen. Oh, hey, buddy, my son just walked in. Hey, Rocket, what's going on, pal? Thank you for showing me your truck. All right, so now most often the word covert is used to describe plans or actions taken. It's almost always military or espionage. Someone can talk about having a covert mission in real life, but it's probably something along the lines of they're sneaking up and they're kind of pretending to be spies, something like that. They're spying on somebody. To engender is a verb. It's to cause something or to produce something. Now it's almost always used to indicate that one thing has led to the creation of another thing. For example, hatred engenders violence, while kindness can engender joy. It's one thing directly leads to the creation of the other thing. So if something engenders something else, it creates that thing. It makes it happen. Next is nuance. I actually used this word earlier in our vocab. It is a really valuable word. I actually use it quite a bit. A nuance is a noun. It's a subtle, small, and easy to miss detail that carries importance and significance. If someone's telling you a complicated thing, there might be a very small detail in there that's really important and easy to miss. That is a nuance. Now, it can be used as an adjective. If something is nuanced, which is how you say it as an adjective, it has many levels of meaning that are not always obvious or easy to catch. The best arguments are always nuanced. They're thought out and they're detailed. Sweeping statements do not have nuance. And as a result, for me, they are harder to trust. I feel like they haven't really thought it through all the way if it doesn't have any nuance to it. Next is renown. Renown is, funny enough, a noun. It's widespread fame. A reputation that's well known and respected. If someone has renown, well, I don't know how to put this, but I'm kind of a big deal. Gotta love Ron Burgundy. I love him so much. So anyway, I'm so glad Miss Douglas put him in here because look at that face. You just wanna hang with him, but not a lot because he seems like he'd be dangerous to hang out with. But anyway, renown. So weirdly, it's almost always used in a way that is slightly tempered. You would never say, oh, he's got a lot of renown. You always say someone is of some renown, meaning, well, they've got a bit of a reputation. It's a deliberate piece of understatement to indicate that someone's a big deal. It's a strange thing, but renown is pretty much always used in that kind of a phrase. All right, tangent. This is a noun. Now, the primary definition, if you look at it in the dictionary, the first definition is something from math class. A tangent is a line that touches at a specific point along a plane or a curve. Now, that's in geometry. It shoots out from that place. You can think of like an arrow or a spear jutting out of it, right? It's a straight line coming out of a plane or a curve. Or it could intersect at that place. But either way, that's where it's coming out from. But it does change. In trigonometry, trigonometry and other mathematic disciplines, it has other meanings, but they're all kind of related to this. But here's the weird thing. In conversational English, it doesn't work like that. We use it to indicate that a discussion or an idea has run off in a different direction from what it was originally supposed to do. You have that initial plane, that surface that everything's supposed to be traveling along, and then there's a line that departs from it suddenly. That's the tangent, okay? So you use that to say that a discussion has gone in a weird direction. To go off on a tangent is to depart from the main idea and into a sidebar idea. I'm sure you have teachers who are easy to get on tangents. I am easy to get on tangents. Now, the adjective form of this is tangential. The thing that you're not really supposed to be talking about is a tangential topic. Oh my goodness. Miss Douglas said I have to sing this, and I don't think I should. Because, I mean, who doesn't want to sing Labyrinth stuff all day? Dance, magic, how can you not? Power of voodoo, who do you do? Power of the babe, what babe? Anyway, so you should watch Labyrinth if you haven't already. But Labyrinth is a noun. It's a big, long, and twisting maze. It's a particularly confusing space where every turn seems to be wrong or set you back to the beginning. Now, if it's a labyrinth, in a true mythological sense, we encounter it in mythology with the Minotaur. If it's a true labyrinth, you can't get out of it. It's a hopeless mess to get out of. So that's something to consider. If you say something is labyrinthine, that's the adjective form, it's so confusing, no one can possibly figure it out. It's just so convoluted and nuts, right? So there's that. Let's see, moving on. Nullify. Nullify is a verb. It's to completely take away the effectiveness of something. The antidote nullified the poison. With facts, I was able to nullify their lame argument. You may have also heard the word null. Null is an adjective. If something is null and void, it no longer counts. It doesn't exist anymore. A coupon, once it's expired, is null and void. It's voided. You can't use it any longer. It's been canceled out, and it's null. It's completely ineffective. So null and void, to nullify, is the verb form of it, right? A harangue. A harangue is a long, intense, and angry verbal attack. It can be used to talk about any long, fiery, and passionate speech that's upset about something. It isn't necessarily used to attack the audience who's hearing the speech. I can unleash a harangue and be shouting and yelling while talking to my wife, but not be yelling at my wife. There would still be a harangue. If I was complaining about a guy who cut me off in traffic, I go, and then and I shook my fist, and then I cried a little bit, and whatever. That's still a harangue, even though I'm not yelling at the person who I'm upset with, all right? Now, it can be used as a verb to harangue about something, but it pretty much never is. You could even use it as an adjective, but again, it's pretty much always just used as a noun. And then that's pretty much it. Now we have our idiom of the week. To cut off your nose to spite your face, or to cut your nose off to spite your face. If you do something out of spite or revenge, is what this is saying, you'll end up hurting yourself more than the person you're trying to hurt. And you will have cut off your nose to spite your face. So the idea would be, if I was mad at my own face, I would cut my nose off to upset my face, but I'm really just doing myself terrible harm. And in a weird way, it doesn't make a lot of sense, because how can you be mad at your own face? But it's a metaphorical idea. So to spite someone is to hurt them and to throw it in their face. So to cut off your nose to spite your face, you're hurting yourself while trying to hurt someone else. When I told my kids that all electronics would be off at 7 p.m., I didn't realize that I wouldn't be able to watch TV. I cut my nose off to spite my face, as it says here. So there it is. Those are the words. Week 20. It's hard to believe. The year is just flying by. Good luck. I know you do a great job. Take care.